Artistic Gamer 7, and welcome back to another Creative Sim video here today. We are back with some more of the Elder Scrolls Divines and Daedric Princes. Today is another one of the Daedric Princes. There is a lot more of them than there are the Divines. So yeah, we have another one of them today, which is Namira. So Namira is actually one of the ones I remember quite well from Skyrim. But partially because I think I run into her quest literally all the time, and I can't remember where exactly the quest itself starts, but it's very close to Markarth. And if you've actually watched a few of my videos, when I mention Markarth, I always mention how Markarth is my favorite city, at least by the way it looks. When you start knowing a lot of things about Markarth, the fact that Molag Bal's shrine is there, though it's very hidden, and then also Namira's quest starts around there. There's the Forsworn, there's that really bad jail underneath there that they use their prisoners to do, like, horrible work and stuff like that. So, you know, when you really learn about Markarth, there's a lot of negative things about it, but I just really like how the way it looks. It's really confusing to some degree. I get lost walking around there sometimes because the way the layout is. But the fact that this is a city carved inside of a mountain and it's done the way it is, and it's supposed to be like they made this town out of Drimmer ruins, fascinates the crap out of me, and I love Markarth. So yeah. Anyway, I do know Namira's quest in Skyrim is somewhere near Markarth, so I always run into it. And it's one of the more memorable ones, even though it's sort of short. I think it's because, you know, it actually has to deal with cannibals. So, there's that. Also gonna go ahead and apologize if it seems like I take a deep breath and I forget to cut it out of the editing. Or it seems like I'm having to pause more frequently with my words. I'm having one of those days where, like, I'm having, like, anxiety issues and chest pains, and a lot of times when that happens, I have to take more breaths more often because it's a strain on my chest already, so I have to take more breaths. So just bear with me here. I'm mostly feeling fine right now, so, you know, it's not a big deal, but it's just something I have to deal with. I technically I have a doctor's appointment soon anyway, so, you know, I'll bring it up again then, because, you know, just to make sure that things are going fine. And I have a feeling it's partially my fault because I did not keep on my medicine as well as I should have. But anyway, that's another point. Let's get back to Namira here. So, Namira is the Daedric prince who is, like, her whole sphere, her whole thing is about darkness, ancient darkness, and known for sun-dry, dark, shadowy, spirit-like things. She is known as the Spirit Daedra, Mistress of Decay, loveliness here. She's also associated with spiders, which is weird because there's another one that's already passed, Mephilia, who is also associated with spiders. So, you know, they're both associated with spiders, I guess. But with Namira, it's more of, like, bugs and, like, you know, different bugs and insects and spiders in that category, slugs, you know, just more of the ickier creatures of the insect bug variety. I guess some people can think all of them, but to me, you know, butterflies aren't really icky, like, so I wouldn't associate butterflies with Namira. So I think, you know, that's more of what it's trying to go for. And as I had also mentioned before, she does have to deal with cannibals. So she is like the patron of Tamaril's cannibals. Tamriel obviously being the whole place that the Elder Scrolls is taking part in, you know, Morrowind, Skyrim, you know, all the Valenwood. There's sometimes I can Somerset Isles, Cyrodiil. I can sometimes remember all of them, and then sometimes I cannot. But anyway, so yeah, her being associated with cannibals, as sad as it is part of the reason why I remember Namira so much, because of the quest. You know, you actually told to try to go eat a priest of Archay, or you can attack the cult. I'm gonna admit, sadly, I never really thought about attacking the cult for some reason. So yeah, I committed horrible deeds every time I played Skyrim and came across this quest. And she gives you a ring, and the ring is, you know, nice. It helps your stamina. And if you decide to eat on a dead corpse, you get health and health regeneration. So there's that. I never use it. I feel icky. Says the person who will just randomly attack a whole entire village sometimes. But as I was reading about Namira here, I also realized that, like, it has them divided up in eras, and I think a lot of the eras also have to do with the games and stuff when you read about it. I will have a link in the description, obviously, like all the other ones, to the site that I sort of use to make sure to get all the information and stuff. And the way they divide it, they do have, like, eras where, like, you know, what they did in each era. Like, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, you know, so on and so forth. And I have noticed, for the most part, a lot of those eras tend to be split up at, like, the games are. So I'm believing in the game, like, in one game, one of the missions, you can get the Ring of Namira, not just in Skyrim. Would have been Oblivion. Should have been. It's the third era, and the Skyrim one is definitely the fourth era. I haven't got a chance to play Oblivion or Morrowind or any of the other ones. I at least have a decent understanding of Morrowind and Oblivion. But, so yeah, I'm pretty sure the third era is supposed to be Oblivion. And also, a priest of Arcade is targeted, or priests in plural form. So apparently Arcade and Namira don't get along. I'm not gonna lie, I can't fully remember Arcade's Divine at this point. It's been a while since, you know, he's in the A's. He's at the very beginning. By this point, I have made voiceovers for many Divines and even more Daedric Princes since his. So I'm little not sure what his main thing was, but apparently him and Namira don't get along. But with Namira, there is, like, a picture where she has, like, tannish skin. She has brown hair. It seems to be slightly darker. I don't think I made her hair quite as dark as the picture that I used, and she's wearing a black dress that is extremely low cut. If I made it as low cut as in her picture that I see here, it would go really, really far down, and I don't have a dress one that goes that far down too. That just would seem uncomfortable to me. But anyway, we're not gonna go get into that. But yeah, it looks like a pretty flowy, almost being a ball gown, but not exactly. So I tried to go for that, have some of those vibes, but also change it up a little bit. I did give her, like, accessories that were made out of bones, because I thought that fit for the whole cannibalism thing. She has sharp nails, so she can dig into, you know, flesh. This is gross. But I did try to make her look somewhat representative of that picture. The picture was from Daggerfall. So, it's a pretty old picture, so obviously, you know, they couldn't use as much detail there, but I did try to make her look somewhat like the picture, but I almost tried to make her look like she has some, like, she's pretty, but she also has some sickly elements of her, just because, you know, the whole thing of being represented by sort of icky things and decay and stuff like that. Didn't want her to look, like, fully beautiful and healthy, so I did try to go for that sort of look, like she's creepy and beautiful and things like that. I also do know she has something to do with the beggars, because apparently there's a story where this one person followed her for several days to try to be her apprentice, and she granted them powers after they associated them for a while. Like, followed her for a while, and they became, like, one of the best beggars ever, and the beggars are sort of also associated with her, so that's sort of interesting. But yeah, just little interesting facts about her. She had a few random ones here and there. But I had fun making her. She was one of the funner ones to do, surprisingly, just because, you know, trying to play with that look of decay but beauty at the same time, because I'm imagining for her, like, if she's having people, like she's trying to get close to people, to, you know, to mortals, that you would want them to be interested in coming towards you to be able to attack them, or, you know, things. That was sort of my assumption, trying to go somewhere in between. If you like how Namira turned out, let me know down in the comments below. Hit that lovely like button, subscribe so that you don't miss out on the future Creative Sims in this series, as well as other things here on the channel. Let me know who is your favorite Divine and who is your favorite Daedric Prince so far. Definitely would like to know. And I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye!